Thank you all for joining us this evening. This is the September 20th Board of Directors meeting for the Yakima School District Board of Directors. Before we get too far into this, I do have a note of personal privilege that I'm going to do after the land acknowledgement. We are being live streamed and recorded, so anyone who wishes to watch themselves back will be able to see this on our YouTube channel, probably the beginning to the middle of next week. And for those of you who might be live streaming, you already know how to get there to the live stream. But for those of you who don't, the directions are on the district's webpage. Do we have interpretation services tonight? Yes. Could we have that announced?
Ofrecemos servicios de interpretación a los que lo necesitan. ¿A dónde pueden ir para recibirlos?
Okay.
Are they recorded? Okay.
That
Sí.
is on? Okay. All right. We have a guest to do the Pledge of Allegiance this evening. I'd like to ask the principal of Hoover Elementary School to come and lead us in the pledge. Is Julio here? He's not here yet. Oh, okay, maybe he's not coming. All right, do we have any representative from Hoover here? No, okay. Hector, would you like to lead us in the pledge? That's what you get for jumping up. Whenever you're ready.
Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
In your best former principal voice. Thank you, Hector. And Director Walker is going to read the land acknowledgement this evening. You have it?
Today, the schools of the Yakima School District rest on the ancestral lands of the 14 confederated tribes and bands of the Yakima Nation. The people of Yakima Nation inhabited more than 12 million acres across Adams, Benton, Chelan, Douglas, Franklin, Grant, Kittitas, Klickitat, and Yakima counties. Today, we honor these native peoples who are tied to the land through history, legends, and culture. We acknowledge their descendants who live in the world today. We thank the caretakers of this land who have lived here and continue to live here since time immemorial. An acknowledgement is a simple, powerful way to show respect and a step toward correcting the stories and practices that erase Indigenous peoples' history and culture. It also honors the truth. As a school district, we will continue to build upon our relations with the Yakima Nation.
Thank you, Norm. And I would like to take a moment just to wish our superintendent a happy birthday. Today is your birthday. We have a few snacks over here. So anyone who wishes to can take advantage of the snacks. And where's Anthony? Anthony, you're going to lead us in a happy birthday.
Hector, this is for you. It's my best principal voice. Ready, begin. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Trevor. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Thanks for being a good
Not
sport.
that you're embarrassed by that or anything.
That's very
right?
sweet. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, we are very happy that we are able to wish you a happy birthday and apologize to your family that you can't be home with them this evening.
I can't think of a better way to spend my birthday than here with you at a board meeting.
Sure. And thanks to Melanie for the cupcakes. They look wonderful. Next, we have acknowledgement of accomplishments and is that recognition? Do we have anything for recognition?
Oh, absolutely. Would you like
Okay.
me to?
Go ahead.
Thank you, Madam President, members of the board. I would invite Alma Hernandez to please stand if she's here, and I see that she is. If you'd go ahead and come up to the mic for just a moment and let me brag about you. Also, I believe we have Jose Contreras and also Doug Kaplicki. I don't know if they're in the hallway and can maybe join the Adams team.
The Adams family.
That's right, the Adams family.
All the principals were gathered at the back.
There we
of the
go.
room.
That's right.
I
We need the
couldn't
two
get
of you
any
here with
further back.
wonderful. So the one thing that I've certainly recognized is, and you put it so appropriately, Madam President, when you mentioned the Adams family. There truly is a feel of family, and I know that Alma would certainly want Doug and Jose behind her and others, and that she holds this recognition that I'm about to describe as something likely the whole school has contributed in. But she is the recipient of this award, and it is actually wonderful that she is being acknowledged. She is the recipient of the Washington State Migrant Student Advocate of the Year. She is a student advocate at Adams Elementary, was selected as a recipient this year. And each school year, Washington State Title I migrant education program celebrates staff who have demonstrated exceptional service and devotion while acting on behalf of the program. So we would certainly like to congratulate her. And before I ask her to come up and say hello to the board and shake your hands, I would like, Doug, could you say a few words and just recognize Alma as well?
I'm not sure that that's on, Doug.
Hang on, Doug.
I don't really need mics, but
Your playground voice would work for everybody except the viewing audience.
not a problem. So again, thank you again for the opportunity to be here with the board. Alma is everything right with education, everything right with our partnership with our families. I can't thank her enough for some of the things that she teaches us every day and just the ultimate student advocate. So hats off to you, Alma. You are a treat to work alongside, and we just appreciate everything you guys do to support us, having somebody like Alma in our building.
Well said. Thank you, Principal Kaplicki. And I was
Have a
very
certificate for
I was
all.
very blessed to have spent some time with her in San Antonio at the National Migrant Conference and was able to get to know her on a more personal level. And I really am glad that I had that moment. It means so much more to see you receive this award. So we'd love to invite you up to shake our hands and to talk with the board here or meet the board. And would you have any comments before you come up?
No, thank you. I'm really proud and I'm really happy to work for the Yakima School District. Thank you.
Wonderful. Let's go on.
Very sweet. Congratulations, Alma. Thank you. Mhm.
Alma, could we invite you up for now that you're crying, could we have you come up here for a photo? Yeah, we'll have you just stand right here. Go ahead and stay seated there if you would, Raymond. You're fine. We can stand in
You can stand
between.
right here if you want. Should we do this kind of a thing like this?
Here. We're going to get out of your way a little bit.
Sorry. I guess it's.
No, no, no.
There you go. Do you want?
Okay,
You
there
guys-
you go.
That's
I'm
perfect.
gonna do it like this.
Perfect.
1, 2, 3. Got it.
Thank you. No, thank you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
we should certainly be rewarded for the work that we do and not for turning another year older. So it was nice to see her recognized appropriately for that. So we'll move to our next recognition moment. Do we have Isabel Ellis here with us this evening? No, she's not here. All right, so I will go ahead and share with you that Isabel Ellis is a current student at AC Davis High School, and she was awarded first place for the 2002 William O. Douglas Award Essay Contest for her essay titled "A People for the Planet." Justice William O. Douglas made extraordinary advances in honoring the Bill of Rights, in advancing due process and equal protection of the law, in promoting conservation and protection of our earth, in understanding cultures abroad and at home, and in preserving Native American and Yakima Valley history and culture. This award recognizes an individual or individuals who, in their own way, have made extraordinary advances to one or more of these causes and thus carried on his legacy and the values he espoused. This contest is part of recognition through the museum here in town. And again, this is the first recipient, Isabel Ellis, of that award. So we congratulate her, even though she is not here. And last but certainly not least, Suzanne Walker, could you please stand and you can go to the mic over there if you'd like. Okay. You'll see that I haven't even looked at what this is here, but we have the award. Where's the kiddos? I thought we had your family up here. No?
No,
Not yet?
no, just jam from my students.
All right. So Suzanne came up and put this here. I thought this was a picture of her family because she said you have to
No.
recognize my family. So I thought this was a family, but it's actually the certificate. So we have up here the certificate, and we have an award that we'll read off of. I'll have you read the award if you would, and the certificate in just a moment. She is recognized as a recipient of the 2022 Outstanding Community Service Teacher Award. Suzanne Walker is a CTE teacher at Eisenhower, and this was presented at the 2022 Washington ACTE Summer Conference in Spokane. This service award recognizes individuals who have used CTE to make a significant impact on their community and demonstrated leadership in programs and activities that promote student involvement in community service. We congratulate her. Is there anything different from it's the same? Okay, so you'll see we have this wonderful recognition, a certificate that she was given accompanied by this, which I just about broke, this Consumer Family Science Service Award for Suzanne Walker. Thank you so much. We'd like to have you say a few words if you would.
Well, I don't really like to be recognized too much, so I said this is for my students. This is why I do what I do, and I accept the award for my students, the kids I'm lucky enough to work with, which can that jam, and they also have stuff entered in the fair, so please check out the Modern Living Building. And I just have awesome kids, and I'm really happy with what I do, and I kind of live at Ike, but I do go home and see my family once in a while, but I am there a lot. So yeah, thanks for all your support.
Wonderful. And although I have not had the opportunity to fill in your room, I know that Deputy Superintendent Rob Darling has. Could you share with us just a little bit of your experience?
So last year I had the opportunity to be a teacher for a day in her classroom. And before she let me enter, I had to watch a 1-hour video on how to make biscuits and gravy. And when I showed up, the kids didn't even need me. Everything was so humming along, and you could tell that her students really enjoy her classroom. And then afterwards, the students were flocking to the classroom to eat all the leftovers, and so she feeds kids all day long too.
I do. Well, I just want to make sure that they have nutrition so they can learn. And I have friends. I have a lot of friends.
And she had a hard time leaving me in there by myself. She
Okay.
didn't trust me.
I already know I went to that conference with you guys. I'm a believer. I have a hard time not being at work.
Wonderful. Would you please come up, and the board will congratulate you, and we'd love to take a photo of you as well.
Congratulations, Suzanne. Well deserved. Huh? What?
We're going to have her take a photo over here, too.
Yep.
You have so many awards, I don't know how we're going to hold all these, so this
Can't
is
juggle all of them,
a
huh?
great problem to have. Here, why don't we have you hold this and that, and I'll go ahead and put this to the
Please
side
don't
here.
just push
Actually, let's
that
put you in
over
the
my
middle
head.
right there. There you go.
Good, yeah.
1, 2, 3. Got it. That's great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Suzanne.
I'm
All right, that concludes recognition for this evening.
Okay. All right. Next, we have moments of silence to honor the memories of two of our former employees and members of the Yakima School District family. The first one is for Christine Reed. Christine was born December 26, 1948, and left her physical presence September 6, 2022. Chris was born on December 26, 1948, in Buffalo, New York. And in 1965, her family moved to Dubuque, Iowa, where she spent her senior year of high school. She then attended the University of Dubuque, where she majored in math with a minor in Spanish. During this time, she met her first husband, Martin Mike Bardill. They married in 1970 and moved to Yakima in 1976. Chris moved to Spokane and earned her master's degree in math education at Gonzaga. She returned to Yakima in 1980 and began teaching math at Davis High School. In November 1980, Chris renewed an acquaintance with Denny Grandstrand, who won her heart by cooking dinner for her on their first 2 dates. Chris and Denny married in 1990. After teaching math for 2 years at Davis, Chris moved to Lewis and Clark Middle School, which is where I first met her. She was my son's math teacher in 8th grade. She taught math and occasionally science. In the year 2000, she completed her certificate to be an elementary school librarian. She became the librarian at Garfield Elementary School, where she spent the rest of her career in education, retiring in 2014. Chris loved her library and the kids and enjoyed being able to speak Spanish with many of the students and their families, especially at family library nights. Chris loved working in her garden with Denny, hiking, exploring southeast Arizona and Mexico during the winter months, and being with family and friends. Chris's stepson, Corey Grandstrand, has organized a GoFundMe campaign to update the playground at Garfield Elementary School in Chris's name. Chris was an enthusiastic supporter of Garfield Elementary School. She will be missed. And the second member of our family that we've lost is Sabrina Rigney. Sabrina was born August 27th, 1948, and left this physical world August 27th, 2022. Sabrina dedicated her life's work to teaching children and spent 27 amazing years as a bilingual kindergarten teacher at Martin Luther King Jr. Elementary School in the Yakima School District. She loved children, her job, and the proud look in her students' eyes when they learned to read. Sabrina was twice awarded the Washington State Crystal Apple Award for Outstanding Educator. Her selfless dedication to education and child development touched thousands of lives and will forever live on. I had the pleasure of listening to some of her students read. She would invite board members every year to come and listen to her kids read, and she was as proud of them as they were of themselves when you could listen to them read, and they were reading in both Spanish and English. So it was one of the real treats of being a board member, is to sit and listen to kindergartners read. So she will be missed as well. If you could just join me in a couple moments of reflection and honor the memories of Sabrina Rigney and Chris Reed. Thank you very much. Our thoughts and prayers are with their families, and condolences to their loved ones and those that knew them so well. Next, we have the attendance proclamation. We first surfaced the attendance proclamation last week. It was tabled until tonight, and we have resurrected the attendance proclamation from last year, which is a good bit shorter and a little more concise. And it's my honor to be able to read the attendance proclamation for Attendance Awareness Month, September 2022. Whereas good attendance is essential to student achievement and career and college success. I gotta make this a little bigger. And we are committed to dedicating our resources and attention to increasing regular attendance with a focus starting as early as pre-kindergarten and kindergarten. And whereas regular attendance, attending 90% or more of the school year and missing less than 2 days of school a month, is a proven predictor of academic and social success and well-being. And whereas improving attendance and reducing systemic barriers to attendance takes leadership, collaboration, and evidence-based approaches that build on the strengths of our community. And whereas regular attendance at pre-K to grade 2 predicts third grade reading proficiency, and regular attendance at 6 to 12 let me start that over again. Whereas regular attendance in pre-K to 2 predicts third grade reading proficiency, 6 to 12 course passage, 9th grade success, and college and career readiness, and it strengthens our community and our local economy. And whereas systemic barriers to regular attendance impact students of color more significantly due to inequitable access to resources in our community, such as reliable transportation, access to health care, and affordable housing. And whereas students who overcome barriers to attendance benefit through access to school and community cultures that value them as individuals and as part of our greater community. And whereas schools and community organizations who monitor and problem solve around disaggregated attendance data by race, program, characteristic, gender, and neighborhood are able to establish preventative support and interventions for students who face barriers to attendance. And whereas engaging parents in the community includes civic and elected leaders, local businesses, faith-based members, healthcare providers, and nonprofit organizations, remove barriers, eliminate negative experiences in schools, and increases student engagement. Now therefore be it resolved, as the Yakima School District Board of Directors, we proclaim that the Yakima School District stands with the nation in recognizing September as Attendance Awareness Month. And be it further resolved that we hereby commit to focusing on improving attendance to give all children an equitable opportunity to learn, grow, and thrive academically, emotionally, and socially. Dated this 20th day of September 2022, Yakima School District Board of Directors. And this, I hope the community takes note of some of the points that are in this proclamation on how important regular attendance is at school. I know that there are some communities that the whole community does an attendance drive for September, just to get students into the practice of coming to school every day. We typically don't do approvals of proclamations, but this one is so important, I think we will do that today. So I would entertain a motion for approval of the attendance proclamation for Attendance Awareness Month, September 2022.
So moved.
Moved by Norm, seconded by Raymond. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? It carries 3-0. I want to extend the regrets of our fellow Graciela Villanueva is on from a prior commitment, and if she can get back here in time, she will pop in. And Director Ryan Beckett is ill, so both of those folks are very sorry not to have been here tonight, and they missed out on cookies and cupcakes. Okay, next we have gifts to the district or board. Superintendent Green, you have something to announce for us?
Yes, thank you, President Rice, members of the board. Simply acknowledging a $3,000 donation from Washington Fruit to Eisenhower High School and their We Are Ike Club. The funds are used, previously had been used for providing yearbooks, but you know through our CTE program now that students receive that yearbook at no cost to them. So the $3,000 from Washington Fruit will go towards assuring that every student at Eisenhower receives We Are Ike T-shirt free of charge. And if you're ever have the opportunity to be there when they're all wearing those shirts, it's quite a sight. So we're very thankful to Washington Fruit for their donation.
Thank you very much. And thank you to Washington Fruit. Next, we have any reports from members of the board. Are there any board members that wish to share information with the rest of us? Go ahead.
Just a brief update on what I'm up to. I have refiled for a second term on the Resolutions Committee of the Washington School Directors Association. And Thursday and Friday of this week, I'll be at the third round of the YSD leadership training. So
Nice. Are you enjoying that leadership training?
it's excellent training. It is excellent training. I would recommend it to any school board member.
Thank you, Norm. Raymond, do you have nothing? Okay. All right. And like Norm, my term on the Washington State School Directors Association Legislative Committee is up for re-election this year, and I have filed for re-election to that group. So we'll be voting virtually starting October 1st, is that right?
I think so.
Yeah. So we'll have like 2 weeks, and we'll know by the end of October. Okay. Now we have a superintendent's update. Dr. Green.
Thank you. I would like to invite all of our principals to enter the room if they're in the hallway. So we'll pause momentarily.
They were all standing at the back of the room as if they couldn't get any further away. They're in line down the hallway.
All right, as they're filing in, I'll be happy to make a few comments. First, it's great that we have just completed or are in process of completing the recognition for the month of September and acknowledging how important attendance is. So I thank our building leaders for being in attendance here this evening. And as we approach October, October is the month in which we recognize nationally the impact of principals. And I think having you here on September 20th puts us ahead of the curve, because it's easy to recognize people when it is the month to recognize them. But to do this early, I think speaks volumes of the board in wanting to acknowledge the leadership that we have in our buildings, making sure that wonderful things happen for our community, for our students. So we are recognizing the essential role that principals play in our schools, and I would share that principals are among the hardest working and yet often the least recognized individuals in education. They truly do set a tone for our schools academically, but they maintain the vision and dedication and determination to provide the drive and mobilizing force to achieve student success. Today, what we would like to do is introduce our principals here to you as board members. We know it's been some time, and we have had some changeover. So I will invite, in no particular order, but I will note that we do have some cookies and cupcakes over here. So if you're first in line, you can grab one of those cupcakes and the cookies on the way out. So here's I like it. Yeah, so Aaron Thomas is going to go first. So the way we'd like to do this is we would like to have our teams come up to the mic and introduce your team. If you have a new team member this year, a brand new administrator, we would really love for the principal to acknowledge our newest individual into your building. And then if you would, after the introductions, you could skip this line here if you'd like, and a fist bump or a handshake, I think, here with the board would be wonderful on your way out the door there to the side, and then back around, and you could slip out if you would like. But we know that you've had a very long day, but recognizing you is very important to us as a community, and we want you to know how much we appreciate you. So with that, let's start the process. Let's start. Aaron, we've got to have you up front with Aaron and Craig, I think, to kick it off. So
I'm jumping the line here. Good evening, my name is Erin Thomas. I am the proud principal of Nob Hill Elementary, and this is my assistant principal, Craig Smith.
So we were asked to give a fun fact about our school. So there's a lot of amazing things that happen at Nob Hill, but one of last May, our students were #1 in the state using Imagine Math, which is an online program that is adaptive for each student's needs. So that's our fact.
Good to see you, Craig. Thank you, Aaron.
Hi, my name is Dave Chaplin. I think they pushed the oldest ones up here first.
Just move the
I'm the
slowest.
principal at Stanton Academy, and I also do the Juvenile Detention Center, Ridgeview Group Home. We have contract education, and we also have the Educational Opportunity Center. This is Sharon Harris. She's my assistant. Do you want to say anything?
Hi. Some fun fact at Stanton. Stanton's a wonderful place to be, and one thing I must say is no 2 days are the same. Yeah.
wonderful. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Amanda Voorhees. I'm the principal at McKinley Elementary, and this is my brand new assistant principal.
And my name is Nicole Hitchcock.
And our fun fact is that today is our second day working together as an admin team. So that's our fun fact.
Good evening, Doug Kaplicki with Adams Elementary. I am very blessed to work with two amazing teammates, Jose Contreras, who's probably the brains of the operation, and then our brand new intern is Stephanie Kruckenberg. And so again, our fun fact, we walked into pretty challenging CEE data, which is your climate data, where students, staff, and our parents filled out a lot of information in 2019 that didn't look so great. And we were recently named a CEE outlier school. And so it's a state award for climate and culture. So we're pretty proud of that. And also, one other little tidbit, we just learned that we are without any kids more than 3 unexcused absences. And that's really to the credit of people like Alma, who we were recognizing earlier, from Migrant, and a lot of people knocking on doors and making phone calls. So thank you.
Thank you. Good to see you, Doug. How many kids in your school? 655 students, and nobody has more than 3 days of an excused absence, right? That's amazing. Congratulations. Oh, look how pretty. Thank you.
Hi, Maria Lucero, proud principal of the Martin Luther King Jr. All-Stars, and this is our amazing assistant principal.
Hello, Sydney John, Assistant Principal, MLK.
Fun fact about MLK, we were formerly known as Jefferson Elementary, then Ruth Childs Elementary, and it was previously where we now have our field, our soccer field. That's where we used to be located.
Good to see you, Maria. Sid, good to see you. I need Sid to hold my hands longer. My hands are cold.
Hi, I am Cheryl Jordan. I am first-year principal at Roosevelt Elementary, flying solo tonight. Our fun fact for Roosevelt is it's actually a really fun fact because we've received $10,000 to get Playworks at Roosevelt this year, and they are coming. A group is coming on October 3rd through the 6th to teach us and train us on how to play recess, and so it's going to be awesome. So that's our fun fact.
Good.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Tori Britton, a principal at Barge Lincoln, the best home of all of the Bobcats. And we had an amazing event on Saturday, and I will let our assistant principal, Michelle Deerdorf, who's recently back into the States from out of country.
So Michelle Deerdorf, nice to see everyone. And our fun fact is that last Saturday we had the Ray Foundation that hosted an amazing event. They're the charitable organization associated with the Seattle Sounders. We had over 300 people participating and doing activities, so that was fun.
It was an amazing night. It was an amazing day. Mm-hmm.
Hello, we are Lewis and Clark Middle School. I am Vicki Fogelson, and we have a complete brand new administrative team at Lewis and Clark this year, and I'm going to let my two new assistant principals introduce themselves and share their fun fact.
Hi, my name is Cecilia Miller. I'm one of the assistant principals at Lewis and Clark.
Hello. You got to test this thing out. I'm so loud. I'm Gabriel Stotts. I'm one of the other assistant principals at Lewis and Clark. So they asked me to share the fun fact about LC. So we got to talking today. We have some unique infrastructure at LC. So when you look at our floor, there's 3 unique spots on campus that spell LC. One's right in front of our mailroom next to the registrar, and I'll leave it up to you guys to find the other 2. So that's our fun fact.
I don't even care. Here. Don't care. I'm going to drop them.
All right. Bill Hilton, principal of Whams Lions, with the 2
best assistants in the district, Nick Mifflin and Gonzalo Guillen. And Nick's going to share a fun fact.
All right, so our unique fact is we are in year 2 of our mentorship program at Washington Middle School, where we partnered with 50 community members last year that include school board members, central service office staff, and just awesome community members. Some numbers from last year: 100% of kids that signed up for that re-upped and wanted a mentor again, which is a good celebration. We have 16 mentors that followed their student to high school, which is a celebration, and we have 8, including Dr. Darling, that liked it so much that they took on a high schooler and came back for a middle schooler. So that is our fun fact.
Good evening. I'm Carrie Davis. I am the proud principal at Robertson Elementary in my first year in the role. And with me, I have our first year assistant principal.
I'm Ryan Treat. I'm the new AP this year.
Ryan and I are not new to Robertson. We've both been at Robertson a number of years. Once a rocket, always a rocket. So we are super pleased that we can continue our great work at Robertson in our new roles. Something fun about Robertson is this year we are looking to grow our student leadership. We actually have a leadership crew who on Friday, all by themselves, led their first assembly for the whole entire school. They were super thrilled with it, and we are just super excited to see just how we can continue elevating our student leadership and getting them kind of out in front and really owning their school.
Good evening. My name is Jacob Davis. I am the super proud principal of Yakima Virtual K-8 program. Fun fact, we are considered an elementary and a middle school. So another fact, we're the only school that truly caters to student and family needs in our community. And that we allow for instruction to be online and in person.
Good evening. My name is Brandon Hunt. I'm the principal at Whitney Elementary, home of the Wildcats. Row, row! I knew you guys would like that. My assistant principal could not be here tonight. We believe in family first at Whitney, and it's her mother's 70th birthday. So fun fact for Whitney is we actually have many parents and grandparents who went to Whitney, so our retention rate's pretty good.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Rosbach. I'm the principal of Gilbert, and this is Sean Orminski Shingala, who is the assistant principal. This is our 4th year as a team together, so we're excited to be making some groundway. Our interesting fact is that this year we had over 90 students who applied to be part of our 90 students, 4th and 5th graders who applied to be part of our student leadership team. So we're excited to have that many kids that want to be leaders in our school.
Hi, my name is Dr. Jamie Johnson, and I am the principal of the Early Learning Center, and this is my vice principal.
I'm John Zoller.
John is new to our district, new to the position, not to our district, excuse me. I'm newer to the district. This is my first official year in the role. I was here last year as well, but this is our first year as a team together. And we encompass actually everybody in the district from 1 month old all the way up to 5 years old, and sometimes a little bit past that depending on need. We have special education kids as well as the ECAP program that we run with the rest of the Yakima Valley area. And our fun fact is we are actually doing a community recruitment effort all together, and with that same team will be going to the National P3 Conference in October.
Good evening. Andrew Espindola, interim principal at Franklin Middle School, the largest middle school in the Yakima School District. We are packed. I guess that is one of our fun facts. I have two amazing assistant principals here in Mr. Artemio Chavez and Miss Cherie Carroll. And so we're discussing a fun fact. I'm like, how many fun facts can we give the board from a new interim principal, a first-year middle school AP, and an AP that just is beginning her third week with us in our building. And she is not new to the district, but she was gracious enough to come on over to Franklin, and we are happy to have her and happy to have Mr. Chavez. Our team feels like it's been working together for a few years now, but fun fact is we are revamping our PBIS system and trying to engage kids in positive behavior, and we are opening our student store soon where students will be able to purchase things with their Franklin bolts, and we will open that every other Friday for them. So we just have a great team behind us, and Franklin has just epitomized Somos Uno this year with being able to wrap us up in our new positions and just supporting us. Our teaching staff has been amazing to start the school year. So, and then our teaching and learning staff, the entire district staff has done an amazing job checking in on me, making sure that I'm keeping my head above water. So, yeah, thank you guys, and thank you, Dr. Green.
Good evening, everyone. Ernesto Araiza, principal at Wilson Middle School, home of the Cavaliers.
I'm Samantha Howell, and I'm a first-year assistant principal at Wilson.
And also part of our amazing team is John Gonzalez, who couldn't be here tonight. And we also have an amazing intern in Brandon Hauer. Couldn't be here tonight either, but they're also a great part of our team. And a fun fact for us is that Samantha, or Mrs. Howell, was first a student at Wilson. Then she came back and did her student teaching at Wilson. And then she came back and taught math at Wilson. And now she's part of the administration team at Wilson. So we are happy to have her. And so that's our fun fact.
So my name's Christopher Jensen. I'm the proud principal of Ridgeview Elementary, home of the Eagles, and this is my assistant principal,
Chris Whitehurst.
And a fun fact could be that our names are both Chris and that all the students think we're brothers. But also, our school used to be called Broadway, and every day our kids put on a nice show. And but I think the most important fact is that Nob Hill needs to check their facts. We, in fact, doubled their output in Imagine Math, and so we were actually the #1 in the district. So anyway, that's us. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Fung Pham. I am the assistant principal at YB Tech. And our fun fact is that our staff, between all our small staff at YB Tech, we have been to all 50 states. So.
Good evening. I'm Lois Menard. I'm the principal of Yakima Online and Yakima Open Doors. Yakima Online just finished their 15th year, and this is the first year that we are Yakima Online High School. And then Yakima Open Doors, we've started our 10th year this year.
Hi, I'm Heather Hasty-Eulery, principal at Davis High School. Due to things from supervision to one of our assistants being a professor down at Heritage and different things, I have one of my assistant principals, my newest one here, and I will let her introduce herself before your fun fact.
Hi, I'm Natalie Riley.
Natalie is amazing, by the way. And anyways, our fun fact actually has to do with her leadership, which is our homecoming was on September 10th, 866 students, and that's amazing. And we had a dance inside and outside in the courtyard. And really cool that day, too, we had the class of 1971, 45 people from there come and tour the building, and they got to hang out with some of the kids, and they had such a great time. So anyways, fun fact.
Good evening. I'm Jamie Lee. I'm the principal at McClure Elementary.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Casillas, and I'm the assistant principal at McClure. And our fun fact is that we hired a first grade dual language teacher for next year, and she graduated from McClure's very first dual language program. So.
Well, they took our fun fact. Board of Directors, President Rice, thank you for this opportunity to introduce the team from Eisenhower. My name's Eric Diner, principal of Ike. Next to me, Jill Seha. Jill is in charge of seniors this year. And then Ruby Armijo, sophomores. Janae Bourgeois, juniors. And Henry Sampson, brand new to the district as an administrator, but was a teacher at Washington last year. He's with freshmen. Paul Stevens, athletic director, and with freshmen. And then we also have an intern and an Eisenhower graduate, Katie Allen. And so this is our team this year. Fun fact, we're really not that fun over at Ike, I guess. I would say that we launch a lot of careers, and an interesting fun fact, since it is Dr. Green's birthday, he started his teaching career at Eisenhower, and so that's our fun fact for tonight. All right.
Yes, good evening. I apologize. I was going to go sooner, but I've been looking all over for a box of coffee mugs that I brought you from Adams Mountain Gift Shop. If anybody saw those. My name is Steve Brownlow, and I'm the principal at Garfield Elementary. And it's an honor to be the principal of any school, particularly at Garfield. I've been at Garfield for 6 years, and this is my 15th year in the Yakima School District as a principal. I'm not the oldest principal, but I've been around in the elementary the longest. I wasn't looking at anybody behind me. Fun fact about Garfield Elementary in 1999, to become the 43rd president in the United States, George W. Bush visited Yakima and then visited Garfield Elementary and interacted with the staff and the students. It's when Chris Wright was there as principal. So that's still a fun fact and still talked about today. Pretty cool. He played marbles with the kids on the playground, and so that was in his campaign to become president. But it is an honor to be a principal at Garfield Elementary. I'm very grateful for the opportunity that I have to work with our kids and our staff and our community, and I just appreciate the night to be recognized as principals. So thanks.
And that concludes our superintendent update and recognition of our principals. We're, again, grateful to have them here this evening and have you meet them and put a face to the name and location. President Rice.
And some of them we hadn't met for any number of reasons. Oh dear, I've got to log in again. Go ahead. Do that, please.
Sure. Yeah, I just wanted to say this was an awesome day today to recognize our school leaders. And they do indeed play an important role in the lives, not only of the students, but families, our community, the schools, teachers, staff, everybody. So I've seen them work, and they work long hours. Whenever I go to a basketball game, football game, there's a principal there, assistant principal, right, until late, making sure everything's in order and everything's ready to go. And they close down the stadiums or the gyms. So they work constantly. All the time. It's been my experience that I've seen them. You know, they play very important roles. You know, instructional leaders. They're in charge of discipline, of organizing, planning, data, and just the list goes on and on and on. I don't think I would want to be a principal, right, because of so many responsibilities. But I think one important fact that has to do with principals was I believe that the principals were key, were instrumental in getting the district through the pandemic, through COVID-19. I know it was you as principals, leaders from your schools, that got all the students, everybody back to the schools, and really was able to go along with the rapid changing environment and situation, right? We're out of school, and then we're in school, then part-time school, and then online. I mean, it was just, and you all just, just took that right in stride and really did an awesome job. So the importance and the value you have to the district, to the students in our community, I could just never, there's not enough I could say to express our appreciation, the board's appreciation, my appreciation for everything that you do. And we are very fortunate to have all our administrators, right, all the principals in the school district working for the Yakima School District. So just want to say thank you very much for all you do.
Well said, Raymond. Thank you. You have anything else to add?
Just another fun fact. 9 of those
How many of these were your students?
9 of those people were people I encountered as middle school and high school students when I was in the district. So it's fun to see them giving back in that way.
It's nice of them to come back.
Yeah.
Okay. I echo Raymond's appreciation. When we talk amongst ourselves, we often talk about the amazing programs and the amazing leadership that we have in this district, not just at the building level, but also in central services and in the cabinet and We are truly blessed in Yakima with the quality of educational leaders that we have. So thank you all very much. It was a treat to see all of them. Okay, next we have a short presentation from a housing grant applicant group, YWCA Yakima Project Bringing It Home to Isabel Garcia. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm Sherry Kilty. I'm the Executive Director for the YWCA, and this is Isabel Garcia from the Office of Rural Farm Worker Housing. And we're here tonight to share about a project that we're working on together. We all know domestic violence is a very serious issue in our community. In 2021, the YWCA helped over 14,000 people in our community that are experiencing domestic violence. And as you can imagine, many people need emergency shelter, and oftentimes we're full. And so the community has come to us year after year asking the YWCA to step up and do something about that. And we're in a position now where we can pursue a project. We want to take the old St. Elizabeth Nursing School building on the old Astoria Hospital campus and repurpose that to add additional emergency shelter and some transitional housing units. And the YWCA has partnered with Isabel and her team to help lead us through that process as a housing development partner. And Isabel, I'll let you tell a little more about the details.
Thank you for allowing us to present about this amazing project. And this building will be providing, or we plan to provide about 124 beds, emergency shelter beds, to victims of domestic violence in Yakima County. And with this building renovation, we plan to serve at least 400, if not more people a year that need the YWCA services. And we have applied for several funding sources this year already. We applied for City of Yakima ARPA funding, Yakima County ARPA funding. We've talked to Senator Patty Murray on congressional funding as well. And we just submitted a huge application through the Housing Trust Fund, through the Washington State Department of Commerce just last week. So we're hoping that we get funded this year, and if everything goes well, fingers crossed, that we can start a renovation of this building early next summer. And our construction timeline is about a year, so we hope to finish in June of 2024 and start operations right away to serve the community in Yakima. And let's see, this building has really good bones. It's really a good structure that we want to keep and renovate, and it's also really close to the current Y. So we just feel it's natural to expand into that facility. So we're really happy to have that opportunity. And thank you. Any questions?
Any questions for our presenters?
Just a comment, I'm excited to see this happening. I hope it comes to fruition for you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we have a little description paper. That's okay. Perfect. Thank you so much for making the effort to apply for these grant funds. Next, we have another housing grant applicant, Yakima East Housing Community, Jean Brown.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Welcome.
I'm with Catholic Charities Housing. Again, I'm Jean Brown, and we have submitted a funding application that we want you to be aware of. We own some property that's it's on 10th Street, directly behind Big Lots. We lovingly call it Yakima East Housing Community. A little taller. And we intend to develop a 73-room housing development on that property. We believe it'll be a huge asset in redeveloping that area of the community. Our intention is to house, be a permanently supportive housing community, which means people exiting out of homelessness. About half of the population of that community will be exiting out of homelessness. We'll also intend to house residents that are disabled and low income. We're really focusing on young adults aging out of foster care. We have programs in our organization that focus on that population, and we intend to really use that as a catalyst for them to be able to find housing. We've connected with coordinated entry. We're working hard to make it an exceptional property that will be a development that we're really proud of, and it'll be a beautiful development within that community. So, any questions?
Any questions for Jean? Thank you for your efforts in seeing to the housing needs of a group that quite often goes unseen. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you for presenting to us this evening. Next, we have comments from members of the public on agenda items. Barb, do we know if anyone has signed up? No, no one has signed up. So there will be another opportunity at the end of the meeting for comments on things other than agenda items. Next, we have the consent agenda. The consent agenda is comprised of groups of approvals that are either required by policy or by statute, and they are routine in nature, and any member of the board can choose to have one or more items on the consent agenda removed for separate action and or discussion. Tonight's consent agenda consists of meeting minutes for August 1st, 22nd, and 29th, meeting minutes for the board retreat on August 8th, the business meeting on August 16th, and a special meeting with the Yakima City Council and the school board. That was on the 29th of August. Notification of approval of warrants. We have one group of ASB warrants, 4 groups of general fund warrants, 1 group of capital project warrants, and 1 group of payroll warrants, and approval of personnel actions. Is there any board member who wishes to remove any item from the consent agenda for separate action and or discussion? I would entertain a motion for approval of the consent agenda as submitted.
So moved.
Moved by Norm, seconded by Raymond. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Abstentions? It carries 3-0. Thank you. Next, we have a few approvals. First, we have an approval to contract with the YSD 105 for 2 mental health professionals for the 2022 to 2023 school year in the amount of $280,000. Dr. Darling.
Thank you, School Board. This is a request that the board grant permission to contract with YSD 105 in the amount of $280,000 to continue our contract with the YSD 105 to provide mental health professionals using aware grant funds.
Okay. Are there any questions for Dr. Darling? I would entertain a motion for approval of, well, let me restate that. The board has been asked to grant permission to contract with the YSD 105 in the amount of $280,000 for 2 mental health professionals. I would entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Moved by Norm, seconded by Raymond. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Carries 3-0. Thank you. Next, we have approval to appoint a discipline appeal council members. Dr. Darling.
Thank you. So part of our process for behavior appeals is we have a third party, neutral party Discipline Appeals Council. So we are asking that the Board of Directors appoint the Discipline Appeal Council members for the 3-year fixed terms. A quorum of the council shall be 3 members, drawn in each case from a panel of 5 members appointed for 3 years fixed terms by the board. The Board of Directors may appoint alternate members in the event a member resigns from his or her appointment. So essentially, we have 5, and we draw from 3 of them at any time.
Okay. And the Discipline Appeal Council, is that mandated by state
It is.
OSPI or the legislature?
Both.
Oh, okay. All right. So we've been asked to approve the appointment of Discipline Appeals Council members for 3-year fixed terms. And we have on our approvals the list of the names. Do we make those public?
Sure.
Okay. Do you
Sean Russell, Carissa A. Johnston, Sal S. Tilden, Michelle Mendoza, and Wendy Cates.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Dr. Darling?
Yes, I do have a question. I don't recognize the names. Are those current? Are they currently on staff for the Yakima School District, or you
No,
mentioned third parties?
They're not allowed to be employed by the district.
Okay, so they come from outside the district?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I had another question. I have full confidence in your ability to select appropriate people, but I'm curious, what was the process for recruiting and naming people to that council?
So I'll have to get back to you on that. Omar Santoy led that work, and most of them were on the council for the last couple of years.
Oh,
I think
okay.
we added 1 new member this year, but I can get that information for you.
Oh, okay. So this isn't a new process. We've had this group in place
Correct.
for a while.
Every year, we're required to bring this to the board.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay. I would entertain a motion to approve the appointment of the Discipline Appeal Council members for 3-year fixed terms and as submitted.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Raymond, seconded by Norm. Is there discussion?
Just clarification, I guess so when we talk about Discipline Appeal Council, that's for students, or is that for staff or?
Students.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Carries 3-0. Thank you. We've reached the second opportunity. No, we have approval of a contract, the technology and YSD contract for 2022 to 2025. Anthony Marietta.
Thank you. I'm requesting that the Board of Directors approve the agreement between Teamsters Local 760, the Technology Services, and the Yakima School District. This aligns with our strategic goal number 2. The fiscal impact is $151,935.52 from the previous school year, to be determined by the legislature for IPD in the following school years. Bargaining with the Teamsters Local 760 Technology Service has completed, resulting in a 3-year agreement, and this would include the 2022 through 2025 school years. Year 1 would increase the wages by the IPD plus 1%. Year 2, 3% or IPD, whichever is greater, and year 3, IPD. The membership of Teamsters Local 760 Technology Services voted on August 26, 2022 to ratify the collective bargaining agreement as amended through the tentative agreements reached between the 2 bargaining teams during the course of bargaining. The district team is now seeking, I'm sorry, I have to move my page here so I can continue reading, approval by the Board of Directors. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank our labor partners, Teamsters Local 760, and members of our bargaining units, Terry T.J. Vaughn and Rudy Perez, as well as our business representative. Our team consisted of Director Andy Gonzalez, Christopher Miller, and Olivia Martinez, along with myself.
And IPD is, for those who don't know, It's the same as the cost of living, right?
Sort of. It's the inflation price deflector. So CPI, or the COLA, typically comes out of Washington, D.C. And when McCleary and that whole switch, Washington State then took the reins by saying they're going to determine, based on whatever the facts are that are coming out, what that would be. To call it a COLA would then be a bit confusing. So they came up with the term IPD, but for lack of a better term, yes, it's the Washington State cost of living adjustment.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions for Anthony? The board is being asked to approve the agreement between the Teamsters Local 760 Technology Services and the Yakima School District.
Second.
Moved by Raymond, seconded by Norm. Is there any discussion? Please extend our thanks, Anthony, to your team and that of the Teamsters 760 group for the work in providing us with a 3-year contract. We're very excited about that.
Thank you very much. I will. And I actually would like to shout out to all our labor partners. We still have 3 other agreements that are open, and we have been working very well to reach agreements. So I'm very confident that we'll be able to reach a successor agreement. So I want to thank all of our labor partners at this time.
Thank you, Anthony. Hopefully we'll see all those soon. Okay, the board is being asked to approve the agreements between, did we do that already? Okay. So if there's no other discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? It carries 3-0. Thank you very much. And we've reached the second opportunity for comments from the public. This would be on items other than agenda items. And we have a member of the community who's signed up, right? Thomas, you want to come on down? Please introduce yourself and any relations that you have with the district.
Thomas Francis McCormick, and very short. I hope you have many more birthdays to come, okay? That's it. And I want to, because of your birthday, I want to keep it really slow. Next month, I'd like to meet with you privately after the meeting. And then for the 10 seconds from right when I get to there, it'll be 10 seconds. I'm going to have a 10-second reflection of the Great Britain Queen Elizabeth. Thank you.
Thank you, Thomas, and thank you for joining us this evening. Okay, no one else has signed up? Mr. Superintendent, do we have a need for executive session?
We do not have need for an executive session.
Okay, anything else for the good of the order? All right, we are adjourned. Thank you very much. Travel safe going home.